one of the stirring fights of the year. Holyfield managing to survive the early barrage and then came on strong to dominate the later rounds, going on to the split decision victory. And now Rickey Parkey is making his way with his son Toby, who you met earlier, holding the IBF Cruiserweight Championship belt. Rickey Parkey on his way toward the ring out of Morristown, Tennessee, a record of 19-4, 12 by knockout. He won the IBF title last October, stopping Leroy Murphy in the 10th round. So Holyfield and Parkey are closing in on fight time. Rickey Parkey, who does have a big punch, the overhand right, and will snap off the jab occasionally. Holyfield, on the other hand, fast for a big man, tries to use that speed and quickness, and we will race to the ring. Here is Chuck Hall.
United States Athletic Commission for the next bout of the evening. The judges are Frank Cairo, Michael Gliana, and Cindy Barton. The timekeeper is Mike Morabito. Now making the knockdowns, Charlie Roth. The attending physician ringside, Doctors Donald Romeo, Flip Pomansky, and James Gaines. Ladies and gentlemen, the referee for the next bout of the evening, Mr. Davey Pearl. This is the main event of the night. 15 rounds of boxing for the IBF Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Introducing, in the blue corner, fighting out of Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 188 pounds. He is the WBA Junior Heavyweight Champion of the World and the challenger in this contest. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Evander Holyfield. And in the red corner, fighting out of Morristown, Tennessee, weighing 187.5 pounds, introducing the IBF Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Rickey Parkey.
Scoring on the 10-point must, handled by the 3 judges, and the 3 knockdown rule not in effect. There is a mandatory 8 count. They tell the tape showing the reach advantage for Holyfield. Scheduled for 15. And Parkey with the windup going right at Holyfield.
He threw that left. It's the right hand that you've got to watch with Parkey. Parkey throws a strange, arcing, looping right hand. The one that knocked out Leroy Murphy. He's opening up with action right from the opening bell.
And Holyfield getting the right hand in. There were many who felt that Parkey would look to stay away, but he comes out at Holyfield.
These are 2 champions, no question about it. And they've come out to fight from the opening bell.
Here in Las Vegas, the only betting proposition you could get on tonight's fight concerns whether it would last 4 rounds. So a $100 bet. The fight won't last 4, would pay $150, while it takes $190 to win 100. But the fight will last more than 4 rounds, showing a lack of confidence in Rickey Parkey.
Would you go over that again along with the IBF
Later on.
ABC rules and WBC? Oh, he just got hit while he was in a break. Parkey just got hit on a break. He kept looking at the referee, faking out Holyfield, and then threw a right hand, which did not land.
Rickey Parkey coming in with a bag of tricks.
He's got that wild right we talked about. You'll see it all night long. He throws a looping, long right hand, and somehow it seems to hit. Now the plan set out by Georgie Benton for Holyfield.
Strong right hand from Holyfield.
Was to jab, jab, jab in order to take that right hand away from Parkey. Make him block the jab and therefore not throw the right hand.
Holyfield able to double up with the left. punches up, says the referee, Davy Pearl. And Holyfield right on target.
And close that distance. Holyfield willing to fight in close.
Nice left hand by Holyfield. And again the left got in. Final seconds of the first round. Holyfield scoring with lefts and rights in this first round.
In all my experience, the most
Clever Robinson in the corner of Rickey Parkey had said that Parkey's awkward style would confuse Holyfield. Parkey came out unleashing with that looping right hand, but there was no confusion. Holyfield able to battle back and did hurt Parkey.
Parkey fighting back. He's got a bulldog in there today. As Holyfield, Parkey is not taking it lightly. He just comes battling right back every time he gets hammered. But the more effective punching is being done by Holyfield right now.
This is for the IBF Cruiserweight Championship. However, Holyfield says if Parkey wins, he will give him his WBA Junior Heavyweight Championship belt.
Meaningful punches being put in there by both men. They're standing close. There's no effort to get away. Look at Parkey work away.
Combination by Holyfield.
Both men taking turns. Holyfield with a slight edge because of the effectiveness of the punches.
Past the halfway mark of this second round.
Parkey is a punching machine. Look at this.
Holyfield right back and connected with the right hand, and he has Parkey hurt. And here's Parkey back.
Two straight right hands of the kind he wants to land right on Holyfield. Holyfield getting careless after that exchange. Remember this right hand drop, Leroy Murphy.
And very sharp punches being landed by Evander Holyfield. Particularly impressive off the combination.
Parkey taking some devastating shots. Very low blow by Parkey on Holyfield.
And that is the end of round two. This is round three. What does your scorecard show?
Both those rounds were given by a squeaker to Holyfield. Oh, good right hand. There's that right hand we talked about. Just watch. It just comes from left field. There it is.
And Parkey attempted to throw it right at the start. Remember, Rickey Parkey, the man who came up with that 8-second knockout of Broderick Mason back in December of '84, and he went right at Holyfield as the bell went to start the fight.
Holyfield has no easy task today. Not only is Parkey putting in a lot of punches, but a lot of them are zinging in low, which is going to sap the strength of Holyfield if this continues at this pace. Pearl has not warned either fighter as yet.
count it. Rickey Parkey indicating with the motion of the right hand that he's going to try and throw the big right. That's what he told us earlier. Let's see.
And winked at Holyfield like saying, well, you got the better of that. His legs are still under him, but they're jingling and jangling. He doesn't have good control of his legs.
And Holyfield just teeing off with combinations. Now goes Parkey for the second time. The 3 knockdown rule is not in effect under the IBF rules.
And certainly he is in bad shape this time. Pearl's going to have to make a quick decision. This next series of blows.
Coming up on 30 seconds to go, third round, as Holyfield is looking to finish Parkey off. And that is not the knockdown. There was a slip, and Holyfield comes right after Parkey, who has nothing. And that's it. It's all over. Evander Holyfield has stopped Rickey Parkey in round 3. So Evander Holyfield is now both the WBA junior heavyweight champion and the IBF Cruiserweight champ. The time of the knockout, 2:44 of round 3.
An impressive performance by Holyfield, who had his hands full for all 3 rounds. Parkey not at all an easy opponent, but he just, the devastation of his punches, they were landing accurately, crisply, and his game plan just paid off for him. Rickey Parkey in a valiant performance, but he could not really stand up to a performer that was as hot as Holyfield was tonight.
And now it appears that Evander Holyfield will defend his title against a fella by the name of Ossie Jaws Ocasio.
Yeah, that's the way the boxing politics go. Certainly the box office doesn't demand it, and I don't know who would pay for it, but by the same token, the WBA would strip him, Evander Holyfield, of his title if he did not defend against Ocasio. So he feels he doesn't want to lose a title that way, although he could keep the IBF title and fight Kawi. If that's confusing you, imagine what it's doing to the promoters who have to dig in their pocket and pay for that next fight between Ocasio and the champion Holyfield.
And a very impressive performance by Evander Holyfield. We have more boxing coming up here on Sports World. Pazienza, who is the pride of Providence, Rhode Island. Vinny is with us here at the ringside in Corpus Christi. And Greg Haugen has joined us from our NBC studio in Las Vegas at KVBC television. And Vinny and Greg have been very fond of each other, particularly the last couple of weeks as we are closing in on fight time. Vinny, let me start with you. Why are you and Greg going at each other? Great guns. Is there anything good that you can say about Greg Haugen?
Well, this all started out as a boxing match, but Greg Haugen wants to be a wise guy, and he turned it into a verbal feud. He don't deserve to hold the championship belt. He don't deserve that honor. He's just a street kid. He's a punk as far as I'm concerned, and I'm going to bring him back to reality. He can go back to fighting club fights on ESPN because that's where he belongs.
Well, Greg, off those nice words, what is your reaction?
Well, I just think Vinny's seen one too many Rocky films. I hope he's half as tough as he talks. We're going to find out. We'd be finding out today, but he made an excuse, and you know, we're not getting it on today. But June 7th, you know, we'll be there, and I just hope you're half as tough as your mouth is, Vinny.
Greg, believe me, I wish we could have got it on today because I'm ready, and I would have put you away today. But you should look at this as somewhat of a favor to you because you got 2 more weeks to hold on to that belt.
I should point out the fight was originally scheduled for this afternoon, but Vinny Pazienza suffered a broken nose. I know, Greg, you'll be staying away from that nose as a target. Is that correct?
Well, it was going to get broke either way. It'll get broke again.
Hey, Greg, you know, I respect you as a fighter. Believe me, you better be ready for a war because I'm in great shape. And unless you plan on getting knocked out, you better be ready to go 15 rounds. And if you do go 15, you better bring your bottle of Tylenol when it's over.
Well, this is something Daddy can't buy for you, Vinny, so it's going to be a different story.
Yeah, well, today's my father's birthday. I want to say happy birthday. And, Dad, I'll be giving you a belt this year for your birthday present. And it won't be the initials AP on it. There'll be IBF. That's a promise.
Well, I just hope your dad doesn't get too excited when he sees you laying face down on the mat.
Greg, when you come to Rhode Island, I got a little something for you. See these? they're suspenders. And I'm going to give these to you so your pants don't fall because you're going to be leaving without the belt. You understand?
Vinny bringing props. Greg, a final word from you.
Well, like I said, we're going to see, Vinny. I hope you're half as tough as you talk. And come June 7th, it will be a war, but you're not going to take my belt. And I'll tell you that right now. You're going to have to go back to watching Rocky movies with Daddy. Okay?
Okay, Greg, we'll see you on June 7th. You just be
I'll
ready.
be there.
All right, this special presentation of WrestleMania 4 has been brought to you by courtesy of Vinny Pazienza and the IBF lightweight champion Greg Haugen. Fellas, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Marv.
All right, Vinny Pazienza, who will be going up against Greg Haugen in Providence 2 weeks from today, right here on NBC Sports. For the Fight Doctor, Freddie Pacheco.